Welcome back to the Healthy Profits Podcast. It's Sammy Shoebox Moses and my beautiful co-host, or real host. I don't know which way you want to put it this time, but
no, depends on the day.
Ray Ireland, my fiance, my little girl.
Todd, how you doing?
Good.
Fun. Good today.
You like it? Anyway, okay, let's get into it. So today we're going to talk about something that we know is very important, but a lot of us neglect this, and we've seen this happen unfortunately, with a few of our clients, because they just don't see the power of their social media. And it blows my mind because I've had the same thing happen, but not engaging social media properly to get people's eyeball podcast. We're going to go over problem with that here today.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about how to actually leverage that inner network and peel back some of these unseen layers of gold that you're probably just sitting on. And I think it's this issue of underestimating the power of your social media, underestimating the friends and that inner circle that you have. They might not be your ideal client, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't know what's going on, because we are all so connected. And if you're underestimating that, you're missing out on so many opportunities and so many connections. Social media is not something that should be neglected, and I know it can be overwhelming too. So we want to always be just giving you these really simple frameworks where you can just understand, okay, this is why I need to implement what Ray and Sammy are talking about, and this is how I'm going to do it. So that's what we're going to break down for you guys.
And I think that looking at what you're saying there too, to really utilize social media the way it's supposed to be used, not getting sucked down the rabbit hole and scrolled or doom scrolling and just getting stuck in people's stories, but utilizing it in the way it's supposed to be used, which is to help promote your vision, your values, and if you have a business, to do it properly and to do it in a way that makes sense and is charming. So we're going to go into some really cool frameworks. And in fact, it's crazy with us. I have numerous places that I communicate with people, and I didn't even realize this. But if I had overlooked what I'm about to tell you, we would have missed out on a 5-figure client, which has saved us numerous times because we've needed it as we've stretched and grown the company. Yeah. We always need to leverage this. And what I did not leverage, and this is going to help you guys think of the
like a high 5-figure.
A beautiful 5-figure client. And what was crazy is I didn't realize that I have networks. Most people think of Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. But we also communicate on Reddit, on WhatsApp, on text message. We send numerous messages inside Slack, a lot of these places that you don't really.
And then, of course, Instagram, Facebook.
Of course, we have those. But what was funny about this is we didn't realize that inside my WhatsApp thread, I had an entire league of people that were right for us as a client for us. Mm-hmm. And I was inside WhatsApp, just genuinely sharing what we're up to and the framework that we're going to give you here in a second. But I was telling people what I'm doing, how the things are shaping in our world. I was consistently in this WhatsApp set because it was a really fun one on AI. Then I had some just action items that I was like, hey, if you guys want to listen to our podcast, it's really cool. It covers XYZ. And then lo and behold, a couple of people booked appointments with us, and one of those became a client. And this was after we had the podcast up for a week or 2 weeks, something crazy. So in that spirit of making sure that you look a little bit deeper, don't look at just Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, but there's the other threads, the WhatsApp thread, the Discord thread, the Reddit thread, wherever you communicate. Just remember as we go through this to share and how we explain to share, and do this on a regular basis, and we promise you will grow your podcast on client.
Yeah, because it's not just social media, and that's what we really want to reiterate on this episode. It is also your social that you're connected to, involved with, and truly the people that you love and that you're excited and inspired by. Those are the people that you should be connecting in this deeper way. And I know we're new parents and business owners. Things can get crazy and chaotic. So
oh my God,
you can do whatever you need to do. If you're more of a planner like me, maybe you set up a system for checking in on people, like literally just that. creating those connections and the synergy, and just also being there for your people. Or maybe you're more like Sammy, where he's just every day, oh, I'm thinking of this person, da, da, da. And so whatever style you are, I know that this is asking a little bit extra, but this little bit extra is what defines you and will separate you from all the mediocre that it's happening.
And I think one of the things that I do so well, and so do you, and there's some simple ways to do this, but the basic common thread through the whole thing is just authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
Just authentically reaching out. Like, for example, the other day we were at a dress shop in Florida, and I saw a dress that reminded me of one of our really good friends, Aletha, and she has been wanting to do a podcast forever. And I literally took a picture of like, oh my God, this dress totally looks like you. How are you? And she messaged back. She said, oh my God, that's my favorite brand. I almost get this all the time. Oh, by the way, I really want to start the podcast as soon as I can, but might not be for a few more months. How are you guys doing? So just like that, an authentic little picture. And when we're so connected so quickly, if somebody comes to your mind about something, I always just reach out. That's really my authentic way to do it. I think that Ray's a little bit more specific. She'll actually set aside time to just like go, hey, I'm going to reach out to people and do those things. I'm a little bit more fly by the seat of my pants, but that's what makes us sweet.
Yeah, totally. And it's that combo of both that I think works really well.
So explain to them what they can do, like a framework, if you will, on how to do this simply.
So yeah, let's keep it simple. Frame. Right? Let's break down frame to show you how you can be looking through these certain lenses of connection and of intersection with the people that are in your life. So frame, let's start with F, which is fine-tune your profile. This is so simple. Profiles are not a whole book. They're not a whole website, but they say so much, and you can speak so specifically to the right person if you have that language and your brand really dialed in. There's many people that can do this, but go in yourself, audit your own social media, review your profile, and see, is this reflecting my current personal and professional missions and desires and my brand? Your brand is your stand, the stand that you're taking in life, in what your purpose is, what your mission is. So just make sure that it's aligned. I know for me, sometimes I forget to double check and I'm like, wow, this is such an old version of me, right? We're like shifting and changing and growing so much. And so just making sure that you're fine-tuning that profile can be really helpful for the person that does just like think of you. You pop into someone's mind, they, oh, what's Ray up to? What's Joe up to? They go and look. Like that's a really easy connection point for people. And they're going to get an instant feeling and an instant idea of where you're at depending on what's going on there. So make sure that that is updated.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think R in that whole framework, in the framework, if you like what we did there, R stands for regular engagement. And regular engagement doesn't have to be a lot. It can be a thumbs up, a heart, but an authentic engagement that just says, hey, I was thinking of you, or I really like what you know. Regular engagement is such a simple way to stay connected to people that might possibly be a client, maybe a possible client or a new listener. And the nice thing that you can do when you have your podcast, as you're creating these, which you all should have, or if you're wanting to start one, coach all of our clients to do, is to always lead with our podcast and DMs and just say, hey, I loved what you're talking about. It authentically spoke to me. I don't even know if you do this, but I have a podcast that speaks on the whole thing. You might want to check it out sometime. You can link to it. Boom. That's all you have to do. Just a quick, regular engagement.
Yep. So again, we have S, fine-tune your profile, R, regular engagement. A is going to go into active reconnection. This is simple, what Sammy already shared about with the picture of the dress. Just being in that exploration of how can I continue to reconnect with people that I've maybe lost touch with. M is going into meaningful storytelling. So this is where you get to actually share your story and share what's going on, like what is happening in your world. Be vulnerable and share your journey. You know, I think a lot of times you just get the highlight reel on social media. So if you can take that next level of having these more direct conversations, But even on your social media, be direct. Imagine you're speaking to one person, even if you're writing to who knows who's going to be reading it. Have that type of language, that type of direction, and it's going to really build that trust out for the people.
Right. Yeah. And the last part of frame is E, and E stands for encouraging referral or encouraging connection. And that is such an easy thing to say. One of my favorite lines from Ron Lynch, he said, "Keep me in mind if you know someone who." And I was like, oh, that's sweet. Like, I think I used to do that wrong. I was like, hey, could you tell people about us or let people know about us? That was like a command. I would never do that. Like someone pulled in and said, people, you're like, hey, tell JJ to put me on their show, or tell so-and-so, tell Mitch. They're always like, tell Mitch and I want to be on your show. And I'm like, wow, I will absolutely 100% do that. And I think what has resonated with me is when people say, hey, keep us in mind if you know anybody that is into this. I would love to talk. And I do. And that's an embedded command, keep us in mind. Okay, I'll totally do that. And it's nice. So that's how you do that. That's how you really encourage referrals. And that's our frame of the framework we like to use to engage with your social media and make it work for you.
Yeah. And then cover all the opportunities. We have, like Sammy said, we have clients, we have friends that know this stuff and they think, oh, like it's not for me, or my network isn't like your guys's, or all of these different stories. But our network didn't start like this, but we were using these methods of staying connected. And that's what got us to where we are and continues to build us into who we're becoming, who our business is becoming. So I just encourage you to take that first step, just try something out, put yourself out there and see what happens. Open yourself up to these new opportunities, and it'll probably come back to you tenfold in ways that you could have never imagined. So we'll land there. Have an amazing day. Practice this today. Try it out for yourself today while it's fresh in your mind. Connect with someone. Fine-tune your profile. Go share a meaningful story of what is actually happening. Reconnect with someone that you're thinking of. And let us know how that goes. We'll talk to you guys soon.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Now that was a great episode. Thanks for joining us and tuning in to the Healthy Profits Podcast.
Sammy and I are here to help you turn your health podcast into a treasure trove of opportunity for your listeners and your business. So join us twice a week as we unleash our favorite tips and strategies that have helped our clients at Evolve Podcasting turn their show into a thriving part of their business.
And make sure you subscribe and listen in as each episode builds upon each other. And I know that you're a generous leader, so make sure you share this podcast with your fellow wellness entrepreneurs so we can all grow together.
Until next time, stay healthy and keep thriving.
Bye.
Bye.